Yo, what going on, guys? So in this video here, I want to jump over to Serebii.com, right? I wanted to make a video like this for a while, but as you probably noticed, I haven't been recording for a while. Pokemon Sword and Shield is just over 5 days away, and I wanted to run through the Galar region Pokedex. No, Pokedex. To be honest, I already saw all the leaks. I know exactly what going to be in the game, what not going to be in the game for the most part. But I still want to go through this and just get my thoughts on what I think the competitive scene would be like in Generation 8. I won't say too much about what not going to be there or anything, but we're just going to look and probably like estimate what type of meta game we're going to have. So we have the starter Pokemon here, of course. I already saw the evolution for these guys. Still Team Sobble. He's not the nicest looking thing ever, but we could work with this. Corviknight's going to be very important for the meta because as we'll see later on when we continue to go down this list, Tyranitar did make it through along with Excadrill, and Excadrill being a very powerful ground type Pokemon with access to Swords Dance, Earthquake, and checks like Landorus and Skarmory not being in the game. Corviknight will be very important on almost every team to deal with that huge threat, providing that they don't straight up ban Excadrill to Ubers. But we're continuing down here. Not much I could say about these pokes because as far as it goes right now, I don't have the stats for these months. Charizard. This meta, just looking at it right now, going to be a much slower meta from the one that we experienced over in Generation 7. Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon with all the Tapus and the Ultra Beasts and stuff like that. Once again, I'll have to say that provided that we don't know all the stats for a new Pokemon, but it's going to be a relatively slow meta, so base 100 speed might be able to cut it if you get a Dragon Dance up and go with your Charizard or a Slack Berry or something. Charizard could actually be useful and might still end up being in the OU tier, especially if his Gigantamax form actually turns out to be like really good. Butterfree. I could definitely see Butterfree still being useful. Now, I'm not sure about this, but I can't remember if Butterfree has access to Quiver Dance. If he does in fact have access to Quiver Dance, then hell yes, I could see Butterfree being very useful, especially by the fact that he got a Gigantamax form. Pikachu, nobody really care for Pikachu, but hey, who knows, man might still find a way to use it. So we have Raichu, Clefairy, Clefable, definitely go and see Clefable in the OU tier. I don't care what nobody say, Clefable gonna be there in OU. Still would be a check to something like Hawlucha, who I think did in fact make it through, but all around a good bulky Pokemon, able to calm mind, unaware, Magic Guard, all them things, still great, definitely gonna be in OU. Now, I wasn't so sure before, but apparently Ninetales confirmed, and I could see this generation, Generation 8, having a huge emphasis on weather, because while it have ways to set up terrain, I'm not sure if any Pokemon would have it as their ability, much like how the Tapus did, but weather definitely going to play a big part in this generation, so of course Ninetales gonna be very important, especially without Charizard, Mega Charizard Y or anything like that. Diglett and Dugtrio. I can see Dugtrio coming back down to OU or being allowed again if they would allow his ability Arena Trap, because it would be useful, so probably Dugtrio, providing that someone gonna allow him. 100% expecting to see a lot of bulky Arcanines. Arcanine gonna be very good, especially with this Intimidate here, because I'm not really sure how many Intimidate users we now have in Generation 8. So bulky Arcanine, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, Intimidate, 100% I could see that being OU. Machamp, who knows, maybe still see somebody running Choice Scarf, Dynamic Punch or Choice Banded. Gengar, yes, 100% definitely expecting to see Gengar on a lot of teams, because Gengar is all around a good Pokemon, have a very high speed tier and a good special attack, so I do expect to see Gengar in OU. Onix, Steelix, not really too sure about that. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, probably Hitmontop, because once again we don't have much Intimidate users. With Landorus being out of the game, I could actually see bulky Hitmontop with Rapid Spin, probably counter, Close Combat, Intimidate as an ability, Toxic. Yeah, Galarian Weezing. Yes, all my yes, this Pokemon gonna be very good. Rhyperior. I actually expect to see you some kind of usage of Rhyperior once again because that high defense stat, nice attack, able to set up stealth rocks and everything like that. Who knows, man, might actually run a rock polish set or something, so, but Rhyperior actually gonna be very useful in this game. Of course, Gyarados, like without saying access to Dragon Dance, although without the Z move, because in Generation 7 you would see Gyarados, if not Mega, running Fly Z or something, so which will allow it to have that Dragon Dance to do some kind of damage to Ferrothorn, but without the Z moves, he would be walled by Ferrothorn unless he probably get like 3 or 4 Dragon Dances up. But I still expect to see him in OU. It's generally a good Pokemon. I mean, since whenever I know Gyarados, it was always useful, so I expect it to continue being that way. Lapras, we still need to see the Gigantamax form and figure out what it is about, but who knows, maybe Whirlpool, Perish Trap, Ditto. Unless somebody just out here, like in the good old days, running a Choice Scarf Ditto to screw it, man, who sets up, then yeah, Ditto could be useful. Vaporeon, bulky, could definitely see it doing something in this meta. Jolteon, yes, because his speed tier Jolteon is hits, and once again, this being a slow meta, I think Jolteon would be very useful in this. Probably Life Orb, Choice Specs or something, so who knows. Flareon, nobody really care. Espeon might be useful thanks to the Magic Bounce ability. As far as Umbreon go, some teams might have it, some teams might run Leafeon, same goes for Glaceon. I could actually see Sylveon being a bit useful with probably Specs Hyper Voice or something, so, but I ain't really so sure if it'll be an OU. Snorlax. I think Snorlax will shine in this generation once again, so I'll put my prediction out there that Snorlax might make it back into OU, or at least be high up on your list. So these here, you might see them in other tiers or on some weird teams that would catch you off guard, but I don't really care much for them. Togepi, Togetic, Togekiss, Natu, Xatu, Sudowoodo, Unaware Quagsire. Yeah, still expecting to see this Pokemon in the game in some form or fashion to deal with setup sweepers. So yes, Wobbuffet, we have Quillfish, Shuckle, Weavile, 100%. Weavile probably gonna be OU. It'll be very good for knockoff. Icicle Crash, once again the speed tier very important, so yes, I expecting to see Weavile high up. Mamoswine, maybe it'll come back as a lead, a good lead, who knows. I'm not really putting no predictions out for it being in OU, but it might end up there. But overall it's a good Pokemon, and I do see it kinda working good in this meta. So yeah, who knows, Mamoswine might make it into OU. Going down the list, well, of course Mantine is a wall, right, and with Water Absorb and some good special defense investment and just the overall typing, and without Tapu Koko being a thing to roam through the streets and just fire off thunderbolts, I could have no tomorrow. Actually seeing Mantine being very useful, so yes, without saying Tyranitar going to be on almost every team. This boy going to be so OU, so OU, especially the fact that Excadrill still have Sandrush, and from what I saw in the leaks, we have a lot of ice type Pokemon that are coming out, so the combination of Tyranitar and Excadrill just go and rip through those teams. So this is my thoughts out there when it comes to the whole weather war. Sand going to be the most powerful in this generation, so Tyranitar straight up OU. Ludicolo might still make it on to a lot of rain teams, because now we don't have Ash Greninja, we don't have Kingdra, we don't have Mega Swampert. So if anyone decides to run a rain team, I kind of 100% expecting to see Ludicolo. Now, in Generation 8, I don't necessarily know how good rain team's gonna be, but if somebody do decide to run a rain team, you can expect to see a Ludicolo on it. So we continuing down the list. Once again, going back to the rain team, Pelipper is the main way of setting up the rain. So yes, I expect to see Pelipper there a lot. Will it be OU? Who knows? Gardevoir and Gallade. They ain't really too impressive, especially without their mega forms. You might see them on a couple teams, but I'm not really expecting them to be all that. Sableye, probably for the prankster Will-O-Wisp, somebody would use it. Nobody gonna use Mawile. Electrike and Minatrick, not really. I don't really see it getting much use. Roserade, Wailord, no. Torkoal, yes, I could definitely see people using Torkoal, especially for Sun teams, because once again, apart from Ninetales, The only other way to get the stand up right now through the ability drought, would be Torkoal, because we don't have Charizard Y anymore. So I do expect to see Torkoal getting some play. Flygon, the Pokemon that Game Freak don't love. I don't really care about it either. Claydol, it might be useful, but I don't expect it to be OU. Same goes for Milotic. Eviolite, Dusclops might be a thing. We have Dusknoir. Once again, I do expect them to make it up too high onto the ladder, but because the Pokedex cut so drastically, these things could actually be very useful in competitive battle right now. It don't really have much things that could actually rip through them like before. So don't be surprised if you actually see these things come on. It's gonna be such a big shake-up to OU on the whole, because Pokemon from lower tiers would be able to shine now. That is why I kinda actually like the fact that we have a Dex cut. So many other Pokemon could finally get a chance to shine and stand out just a bit. So we have Glalie, Frostlass. Who knows, Frostlass might come back as a Spike Setter and then Destiny Bond. So we could keep an eye out for that. Going down the list, Gastrodon. Gastrodon is always good as a defensive Pokemon. You know, you could get a Toxic off or something, so will it make it back in OU? Who knows? Drifloon, Drifblim, Bronzong, probably on Trick Room teams, probably just to get a rapid spin, a Gyro Ball off on something, set up some rocks. Who knows? Lucario. I want to use Lucario in this generation, because one of my favorite Pokemon was Scizor. Scizor is no longer in the game. So I think I would be using Lucario quite often. I'm not really sure which sets I would run on it, but I do see Lucario being quite useful in this meta, especially without Scizor. 100% expecting to see Hippowdon making it into OU because of the ability to set up the Sandstorm, and by the fact that Sand Team's gonna be, in my thoughts and my opinion and my predictions, the most powerful type of teams that we're going to see in Generation 8. So yes, Hippowdon, I can definitely see it being OU. Drapion is always a good Pokemon, never really stood out in any real way, but could be useful on many different teams. Same goes for Toxicroak. Abomasnow. Because of the rise of good ice type Pokemon, I expect to see Abomasnow make it onto a lot of teams. Right after Sun, I think ice gonna be very powerful, so yes, I would say Abomasnow could potentially become OU in this generation. Rotom and all the different forms, yes, Rotom Wash will be OU in my book. Still one of the best Pokemon. Hopefully we have access to Defog once again. Rotom would probably always be OU in my book, specifically Rotom Wash. I kinda hoping that we do get Defog like we did in the past generation. So we're going through, we have Mushrana, we have this Unpheasant. All of these are just good Pokemon, but I don't really see them playing that much of an important part. My boy Conkeldurr. Now I don't know if he'll make it back into OU, but without Tapu Lele being a thing running around throwing up Psychic Terrain, and without the Guardian Deities on the whole and so many fairies, who knows, Conkeldurr might actually come into OU in Generation 8. I mean, he's a powerhouse either way, and if used correctly, I think he's going to put in a lot of work in this generation, so keep your eye out for Conkeldurr coming back. Seismitoad, once again, who knows, maybe on a rain team or something, so somebody would decide to run it. These boys, I don't really care much for them. Whimsicott. I like Whimsicott. I like to throw Whimsicott on teams. How useful it'll be, once again, I'm not sure. These fall into the same category, good Pokemon, situational. Some people might run them to pull off a quick stunt, but I don't know. Cinccino. This was always a fun Pokemon to use, especially like you give it a life orb or something, so you throw Skill Link and then you just fire off. Once again, same as the ones above, just useful and good, but I don't really think it all that great. Same. If you realize I ain't really stopping that much, is only if something kind of like impactful and stand out in my mind, I would stop and go into details about it, but everything else is just average and it could be useful. But that's the special thing about this generation, things that you wouldn't really expect to be great could actually work. Galvantula, a Pokemon that I do expect to make it fine to this gen, potentially coming back into OU because of the ability to set up Sticky Web, probably paralyze something, fire off a Thunderbolt. Very useful. Will it be an OU? Maybe, maybe not. But still, I would expect to see it on a couple teams. I'll go as far as saying as this boy is so going to be broken that he might end up being used in Ubers. Like, so good. Ferrothorn going to be great, as always. Just the annoying, bulky ass wall that he is. So, yes, 100% OU. Probably even Ubers, who knows. That's what I think about Ferrothorn. So we're going on Chandler. Probably you'll see somebody running a Scarf Chandler. We have Haxorus, maybe Dragon Dance. Who knows? With the lack of Dragonite and I guess and I'm not sure if Hydreigon in the game and plenty of the powerful dragon Pokemon from past generation, maybe we'll actually see Haxorus being a thing that quite common right now. I mean, he have a very high attack stat, so if you get a Dragon Dancer too, you would be able to do a lot of damage. Will he be OU? Who knows? Bishop, always a good Pokemon. Men can make it work depending on the construct of the team and everything like that. Who knows? I don't know if it'll be an OU, but I know if it does manage to make its way onto our OU team, it would always be useful given the right player. Mandibuzz, one of my favorite defensive Pokemon. Once again, useful. Do I think he'll make it into OU? Probably not. We have Hydreigon. You might see a spec set every so often, a Choice Scarf. Once again, not sure if it'll be in OU or anything like that. So we're going down Aegislash. My thoughts on Aegislash. It's just how long they're going to take until they ban it again. It'll definitely be an OU for the first few weeks until it inevitably ends up getting banned. Or who knows, maybe they'll just be like, you know what, the hell with it, this generation has so many of a little bit, like so much of a little when it comes to the Pokédex that they just allow Aegislash to remain in, but I think it's way too good to remain in the OU, so I don't really have my hopes high for it staying in the game too long, but 100% OU. Slurpuff, always fun to use. Hawlucha. Now, Unburden is still a thing, and I guess you might still get the different things, like the Elect Seed and the Psychic Seed and everything like that, but I don't know how you'd be able to activate it without the terrains, without the Tapus. Maybe you could get it set up through a Gigantamax move, a G-Max move or something like that, or a Dynamax move, and that would set up the terrain for you, but I'm not really sure how you would activate the Unburden ability. Goodra, Assault Vest, might be useful. Trevenant, we have all these Avalugg, probably you'll see it on a couple Hail teams, who knows. Vikavolt. I saw Ribombee a good bit in Gen 7 OU to set up sticky webs, probably paralyze something, even get off a Moonblast. Toxapex, I hate this Pokemon so much. I don't know why this boy get his passport stamp and was allowed into Generation 8, but 100% it gonna be an OU. Once again, same as Ferrothorn, I could even see this boy being an Ubers. So we continuing down the list here. Beware. I actually really like using Beware because it's so bulky, especially with the ability Fluffy. But I don't think it'll be an OU or anything like that. Serena, we have Golisopod. Pukumuku, probably on some stall teams. Mimikyu. Could potentially be OU because Mimikyu is always a good Pokemon. Always was. Great ability. Nice access to Swords Dance. I could see this boy making it into OU. Trampa. Komo-o. Now, Komo-o was OU in Generation 7, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but I don't really see it necessarily remaining OU because without access to the Z move and getting the Omni boost in every stat, I don't think it'll be that useful. Like some men might still run Belly Drum Salakberry, others might run it to Dragon Dance, but I don't really think it stands out in any way to me. And I think that just about brings us to the end of the Pokédex. We have Zacian and Zamazenta, and they obviously in Ubers. Mew could be OU. Mew could definitely be OU just for the variety of moves it could use. Bulky Mew, who knows? But that's my thoughts on the entire Pokédex. Obviously, I didn't go into the spoilers or anything like that. And I guess when we get the full Pokédex revealed, then I could probably make a next video giving even more thoughts on the full list. But that's all I have so far. So if you watch this video, thanks so much for watching. Have a good day and take care.